there, Latin 1. Here we are, chapter 16. Why is Sextus a pest? Let's take a look at the vocab, the glossary. So page 119 of the glossary. I don't believe... Oh, yeah, this is the first chapter that goes on to 2 pages. You lucky so-and-sos. And then there's a little bit more vocab there. All right, so this might be a 2-parter. We'll see. Don't worry too much, though. A lot of it's dialogue. So, nonus. Nonus. Now, we know, since it's an adjective, it's nonus, nona, nonum. This means 9th, and that's different than 9. Okay, there are 9 birds sitting on the wire. I ate the 9th one. So, nonus. This is where we get the word nonet from. Okay. Sextum taedebat. Now, this is an interesting verb. Taedebat bores. So it bores. It's always an impersonal. It bores an accusative. It bores sextus, right? Or it was boring sextus. Now, it will bore sextus of a genitive or to do an infinitive. So taedebat, you're going to see taedebat plus an accusative plus either a genitive noun or an infinitive of a verb. Okay. It was boring sextus to sit down. It was boring sextus of the trip. Aperio, aperire. This means to open. Okay, this is where aperture comes from for you fans of, what do you call that, photography. It's a 4th. Pila, pilai. This means ball. Okay, I just think of fila, you know. So this means ball, which is funny because there's a noun that means pilum. Pilum is a javelin, but the plural of pilum is pila. So it gets really funny in level 3 and 4 when you see that Caesar had instructed his men to hurl their javelins at Pompey's men, and somebody will invariably say, you know, oh yeah, Caesar instructed his men to throw balls at the... And I just always think of graduations where they have like a beach ball, so it just distracts all of Pompey's guys. The next one, Whisney. Now, you put the ne at the end of a verb, and it means do you, or does that thing true? You know, does that thing happen? So, Whisney, do you want? Ludo, ludera. Okay? Actually, fun thing, the study of board games is called ludology. Ludo, ludera is to play. Pila, ludera, to play with a ball. That is the instrument with which you are playing. Okay? Eam. Eam. Okay, this means her or it. This is direct object form. This is the accusative form. Excipio, excipere. This is a 3rd. It's an IO of the 3rd. It means to welcome. It literally means to grab someone from outside, but it's to welcome. It can also mean to catch. You're accepting it. You're catching it. Alter, alterum. This is one throws to the other. One to the other. Okay. Jocus, joci. Where if Latin had a J, you'd see where the word joke came from. Okay, so jocus, joci. Jocular means, you know, fun-loving. Per jocum means through a joke or as a joke. Ferio, ferire. Okay, this means to strike or to hit. I don't have anything in English, sorry. Huerto, huertera. Okay, this is to turn aside or to turn. This is where we got de huertera, right, to turn away from. This is where you get words like advertisement, diversion, inversion, stuff like that. Carissima. Carissima, which means you've got carissimus, carissima, carissimum. Means dearest. It was almost my daughter's name. Animus, animi, means mind. Okay, the animus, the mind. In animo habere, cross out to intend and write in to have in mind. I want you to keep it as that. Apud. Okay, this means with. Really, it doesn't mean with. It means like in the custody of, or at the house of, or in the presence of. It's very rare that it actually means with. And it takes the accusative because it's not sid space. Turn the page. Relinquo, relinquera. This means to leave behind, to relinquish. Itaque. This means and so, or therefore. Okay, so you've got igitor, and now you've got itaque. And it's literally a combination of 2 things. Que can mean and, whatever that thing you've attached it to, and ita means thus, and so. Hospes, hospitis. This is either a guest or a host. It's kind of a fun little relationship that they have. So essentially what it is as you're going up and down the Appian Way, you have friends whose houses you stay at. And then they come and stay at your place as well. for fun, and you create these alliances between each other. So it's a guest or a friend and stuff like that. De is part of Sid space, right? And look at all the things that it could mean. By the way, hospes is where you get hospitality, stuff like that. Ila. Ila normally means that, but it can mean she. Okay, like that girl. Ut. Ut absolutely means as. Okay? Skio skire, I've always loved this verb, means to know. And it's actually where you get the word science from. Mortuus a and you start to see adjectives described this way. The us a mortuus a it's where you get mortuary, mortal, stuff like that. And then nobiscum, we've talked about this. Mecum, tecum, secum, nobiscum, vobiscum, secum. Okay? And then turn the page, and you will actually see in the middle of the page, voco, vocare, which I think we've already seen, which is to call, to give voice to. And then novus a okay, and if you think about what a new star is called, it's called a nova. Okay, notice it's an adjective, so it takes all three genders. So there you go. Now, what I want you to do is go ahead and do word study 4. That's on page 123. I want you to do exercises 1, 2, 3, and 5. Skip exercise 4. Okay, but 1, 2, 3, and 5. I want you to write them all out. Do not do anything else on that one. Don't get clever. Don't try to just write answers. I will send it back to you, but write it out. So write day 1, Rome to Aricia, this many miles, right? And then day 2, and then add them all up at the bottom and tell me how many miles it was. Put it in Roman numerals, and the way to do Roman numerals is in the word study. All right, cool. I'm gonna hit the button.